Yo, what is going on today, guys? It is Sam, better known as Samito. Welcome back to the Raid Shadow Legends channel, where today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best rule-breaking, game-breaking champions in the legendary category in Raid Shadow Legends. These 5 Legos are essentially rule breakers. I wanted to think about like 5 different types of things in Raid, whether it be like speed, defense, whatever it might be, that these champions excel at breaking the rules. They go above and beyond what 99.9% of the champions in this game can do. We've also got the Donatello fusion going on right now. I'm close. Like, I'm caught up on everything, but I need to get just enough in the summon rush to get 5 of those fragments of the 15, and then I should be good. Donnie looks really good, man. I'm pretty excited about that. So, real quick, guys, get your free Elenaril by clicking my link in the description right now. You'll also get the amazing champions Vergis, Tagoar, and Deacon Armstrong as you level up at levels 10, 20, and 30 subsequently. And here's all you got to do. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Then launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Then go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Don't miss out on this opportunity. This is one of the best starter codes that you can get. You'll get all 3 of those epics for free, as well as Elenaril, the legendary champion. So click that link down below before it expires and have yourself a good time. We're going to be talking about the 5 rule-breaking champions in the game, the best at what they do, and I've got all 5 in my head ready to go. So let's start out with my favorite. We're going to open up hot here with my favorite rule-breaking champion in the game. This champ is the best counter to speed in this game. There is not a champion that better counters speed in the game, and that is gonna be my favorite, Volcanos Fumer. Dude, this guy, I've made so many videos on this guy because he's so much more versatile than people think. I mean, you look at the reviews, it's not just, where's the arena offense and defense? It's not just a 5 of 5. This should be 5 of 5, by the way. In arena and arena defense, he's also excellent in Hydra. He's also excellent in Iron Twins. Not that great in Chimera, but anything in waves and speed, he's just so broken, guys. He outright stuffs any Go First champ. He stuffs Arbiter, he stuffs Siphi, he stuffs them primarily because of this passive. Whenever an enemy receives a buff or has their turn meter increase, has a 70% chance when booked of placing an HP burn on that target for 2 turns. If an enemy already has an HP burn debuff, 70% chance to ignite it instead. Anytime anybody buffs or turn meter boosts, which is everywhere in arena, they burn. And if you get the Incinerate blessing on them with the Skull of Treason like I have, it starts to scale to unimaginable numbers. I'm talking about winning arena fights without taking a single turn. Like, it's insane. I'm talking about taking on Faction Wars hard and beating it just with him and support champs. I beat my Demon Spawn Crypt easily. He finished with 15 million damage, okay? Just by having him on the team standing there. He absolutely forces the game to slow down. Like, it doesn't matter if he's at 150 speed and they're at 300 speed. Because he has built-in counterattack on his A1, if they're under a burn and they attack an enemy, which they're constantly under burns, or any of your allies, he will go. He just is the greatest single speed counter in the game. He forces the game to be slowed down. If you don't respect his passive and you try to boost around it, it's too late for you. You'll be incinerated. It doesn't matter. And I'm sure anybody who was struggling in the last event in Dungeon figured that out. You either instantly one-shot him, which is almost impossible to do, or you slow down. He is the greatest counter to speed in the entire game. Okay, let's move past, I guess, we talked about a speed counter. Well, what about the fastest champ in this game? What about the champ that absolutely breaks the rules, everything when it comes to turn meter boost? And that is going to be another champion that I have. And I had to think about this quite a bit, guys, about what champs I would put in here. There's only one of them that I don't have, and that is going to be Senna Amberheart. Somebody I actually have 2 copies of. If you get 2 Sennas, keep a copy. You're going to want it. I finally got our 9-piece protection, but this ring is going to have to be better. It's only attack, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a bummer. But let's talk about Senna. I've got her in crit damage for Chimera, by the way. Senna is the best turn meter booster in the game. She makes it so that the traditional rules of, hey, I have all this speed, so I can probably get to 2-1 on the bosses or clan boss, anything like that. No, dude. It doesn't matter at all if you have Senna on your team. She's going to turn meter boost you so much, you almost get like 3-to-1 on somebody's turn. Like, multiply all the turns you're getting right now by 3. She's the best Chimera champion in the game. It's going to be a 5 of 5. Look at, dude, Jesus. I mean, look at these ratings, guys. She's a 5 of 5 in every clan boss. If you get this champion and drop her in, your score will almost immediately triple. It's insane how much value and how many more turns this champion gets you. Her turn meter boost comes from her passive, where whenever a continuous heal buff activates on any ally, fills the turn meter of all allies by 5%. And this is on any ally. It can be so however many continuous heals are on all allies. Every time one procs, it's 5% turn meter for the whole team. It's insane. Also brings increased speed in 2 of them on her kit here with the res and activation on the A1. Speed in all battles too. Guys, she is probably the biggest account changer that I pulled, where I pulled this champ and my scores immediately went to the roof. I mean, you can look at my clan boss scores here. I have not done my Chimera yet, but you know, I actually figured out an upgrade to my team. I took out Rio and I put Ursuga back in. That's 1 billion damage on Nightmare. I probably would have done 600 million here. I'm trying out different champions, but it's all in the back of Senna, man. And look at my Hydra score, 1 billion damage. I hit the 1 billion damage club this week, hitting the 1 billion damage club without Titus, dude. And it's all possible because of Senna. I don't even need to run a speed lead because I turn meter boost so much. She actually turn meter boosts too much in Hydra because of Serpent's Will. Like, you have a buff extender. So, and I have 2 on this team. So, I mean, yeah, she's just an absolutely unreal champ. I use her everywhere, man. She breaks the rules of the game. She will speed you up so much that you get to cheat the traditional turns of like 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. No. It's more like 5-to-1, 6-to-1. It's absolutely insane. Senna Amberheart, the best speed champ in the game. Let's go to a champion that I don't have, and I really, really wish I did. I think, no, there's 2 champions here that I don't have that I wish that I did. And let's go to the first champion that I don't have here. And this guy is, in my opinion, the best reset champion in the game. I was thinking about putting Prince Kaimar in here, who is an amazing champion, but he doesn't outright break the rules of the game. The champ I'm going to go with here is going to be Fighty, man. I think Fighty is the best reset champ in the game because his utility, like Kaimar's utility is best in like arena or waves, right? Fighty, I think, is good in a little bit more places. You can look at these ratings, dude. It's absurd how good this guy is. Attacks one enemy 2 times, healing, so he's gonna bring healing on top of his reset with some turn meter fill. He's going to bring block buffs and decrease speed with more turn meter fill and full cleanse, Jesus Christ, an insane kit. Then a 3-turn reset, which for a lot of champions, that is a full cooldown. So it's like a 75% to 100% full cooldown reset with increased res and perfect veil. And on top of that, the passive turn meter fill effects under allies under these debuffs are more effective. Whenever a sheep debuff is removed or expires, an ally heals them by 25% of max HP and automatically puts increased speed on them. And he's got 80 res in all battles. Dude, like, cooldown reset champions are insane for wave clearing or in like longer fights where you get your best skills back more consistently. And while his is not a full cooldown reset, it gets the job done. 3-turn reduction gets the job done. On top of all that healing, all the turn meter boost, the cleanse, he just does absolutely everything. And you can see this in his ratings, dude. He's just an absolutely excellent champion. And if you reset the skills of somebody's cooldowns, man, it just makes you exponentially better because you're using your strong skills way more. This dude in a reflex set would be nasty. He would be absolutely nasty in a reflex set. So I would try to run him in a reflex or relentless or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, Fighty, in my opinion, he's got to go on the list. I think he's the best reset champion in the game. You guys tell me though, would you take him or would you take Kaimar? Let me know down below. I think it's got to be Fighty in my opinion. I think it has to be Fighty just because of that extra utility. Okay, moving past resets now, we're going to go to a champion, and I think this guy has to be on this list because he breaks, like, all bosses in this game in particular, right? Bosses and waves, but particularly bosses, they're set to certain accuracy numbers and resist numbers and defense numbers, HP, to make it incredibly difficult to scale your champions, deal with this content, right? But just by having this guy on your team, you can keep all of your champions built in a much weaker state, but he'll escalate them to a point where you don't have to have the insane gear no matter what stage you are in the game to get enormous value. It makes building your champs way easier. He hard counters over half the bosses in the game, and that is going to be another champ that I have here. I made the mistake of +1ing. Biggest mistake I've made on my account was +1ing my Feral the Barkhorn, guys. His kit doesn't jump off the page at you, but holy shit is it... Oh, excuse me, pardon my French. I'm trying not to cuss anymore. I'm doing better about that. You've spent 10 years in competitive hero shooters, man. It just comes out of you, but we're going to be reformed. I apologize, guys. But man, Feral the Barkhorn is absolutely game breaking. He breaks all the rules of the game. He makes it so that your teammates, and especially your squishies, who you would never be able to build with enough resistance to outright resist things like Frost Spider, resist things like Chimera, resist things like Hydra. This guy is so broken. It is insane. So again, block buffs, decrease accuracy, ignore res like he's a mythical champion, 100% decrease speed, perfect veil, and increase res, and then the passive is where it all comes together. 2 or more buffs on all allies, they get more res. 3 or more buffs, more accuracy. 4 or more damage by 20%. And if you get him a 9-piece Feral, he brings 3 debuffs. That's 35% more damage. So he escalates your team by 35% and then scales their accuracy or their resistance up to a point where they'll resist the boss. Any boss that can be resisted, he makes it super easy. Bommel, right? Scarab King, Chimera. I think he's the best defensive-based champion in Chimera in the entire game. It's absurd how good this guy is. And again, there's a reason why he's on my A team in both Hydra, right here, the billion damage team. This works because of Feral. Because usually, look at my ninja's resist, particularly. Let me explain this real quick, right? Look at my ninja's resist. He's only at 142 or 172 resistance, right? But because Feral decreases the boss's accuracy by 50%, so cut that in half, then adds 50 res on, or 60 res, or 50 res on top of Ninja, so he's going to get up to 230, and then he escalates and scales his resistance by 50% from that point. So Ninja's resistance is now up to 325, something around that in terms of numbers, right? Something there, and the boss's accuracy is cut in half. So he's literally changing the multipliers around by 8x. Really, my real true value, my resistance on this champ becomes 600 accuracy, but he's only built at 172, meaning I can stat pad my attack and stat pad my crit damage and stat pad my I can even afford to lose some accuracy here. Not against Nightmare Chimera, but I can even afford to lose some accuracy there. He is absurdly good on top of all that damage escalation. He's a hoss, he's a tank. He completely changes some of the hardest boss fights in the game and makes them exponentially easier whilst being one of the best damage enablers in the game. Maybe the best. 35% more damage. I can't think of another champ that escalates it that much on every turn. Insane champion. Feral the Barkhorn going to be number 4. And last but not least, I had some trouble with this one, guys. I wasn't sure who to pick, but I think the champion that I have to go with here, just because of how easy it is to do this, right, with her, is gotta be Marichka, man. Now, you guys tell me if I'm wrong on this one and what you would change down in the comments, but it's gotta be Marichka because of this passive. It does just so much. Revives all dead allies with 75% turn meter and 50% HP whenever this champion is killed on a 3-turn cooldown. Meaning, any form of content, especially in Arena, any form of content that you want to use her in, right, that would usually kill you, it's over. The boss usually uses their biggest skill like a Sand Devil or Chimera. You see them use their big skill, and that doesn't come up more than 3 turns, especially if you're faster than the boss, which usually is pretty easy to do, right? It's usually easy to build past the boss's speed. But the res with 75% turn meter means if you just run another reser with her, you can essentially permanently cycle automatic resurrects forever, right? Because you're just going to be able to get back to this cooldown before the big skill the boss uses comes up. To me, that lets you just cheat the rules of death mechanics in this game where, okay, I don't have to worry about building to beat whatever ability you're going to use unless you can use it multiple times quickly before I get this back. If I have 2 resers on the team, it doesn't matter because my whole team is going to come back. They're going to come straight into their turns at 75% turn meter, and she places block damage for bombs, poisons, or HP burn debuffs automatically on a 3-turn cooldown as well as the passive effect. That's the active effect. It's just insane. Actually, and by the way, I don't think that the revive is on cooldown. I don't have her, right? So you guys have to tell me. But either way, even if this was on a 3-turn cooldown with the revive, it doesn't matter, dude. It's just an absolutely insane skill. On top of that, you get a full cleanse, turn meter fill, extra 5% for each debuff, increases the res of each ally by 5. I didn't even know it did that, dude. Jesus. And gets an extra turn of... Dude, what a champ. Shield and strengthen, man. 40% of her max HP. Then an ally attack on the A1. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, what an insane champion. So that just breaks the rules of what a death means in this game to such an egregious level. I think it has to be her over a Siphi or something like that. So, guys, those are my 5 game-breaking, rule-breaking champions of Raid Shadow Legends. Do you agree with that? Again, to recap, we got Volcanos as the greatest speed counter in the game. He's also excellent in Hydra. We've got Senna for the fastest champion in this game. She drastically, exponentially increases the amount of turns that your champions get to a degree that no other champ in this game can match. We got Fighty for his reset and all of the other things he brings on his kit. Just absolutely absurdly good champion. Feral the Barkhorn for damage escalation, as well as just outright resisting every boss in the game for your entire team, not just themselves. He escalates the whole team. And Marichka for just making your team unkillable. Really, just like the constant second chances and, you know, block damage and all that stuff passively just makes her absurd for survival and second chances. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Who did I miss? Because this is a tricky conversation, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Much love. Peace out.